we're gonna get the audio right, so we'll rewind it. Oh my goodness. 30 seconds remaining here in qualifying. Cody Richardson sitting top of the speed charts. How you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you can all join us here tonight for the Cyber 200. Right here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series, ready to hit the starting grid. We're going to step trackside for your national anthem, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And driver's gonna roll off of the starting grid out of turn number 2 and get set for 80 laps of action here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Cyber 200 upon us. And when the producer's hitting those buttons in the background, you hear the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup in the Cyber 200, starting inside row number 1, your premier racing setup, pole award winner Cody Richardson. Andrew Koska looking to go back-to-back visits to Victory Lane. In Victory Lane last week at Iowa, can Koska get there again? Heinzman and Key in row number 2. Row number 3 tonight, Corey Sherman, followed by Ken Long. Ed Jurgen and Gary Bowman back in row 4. Row number 5, Michael Grubb and Jerry Isaacs. Jared Camilli going to start back in the 12th position. How about previous race winner Dave Sanders all the way back in 16th? 18 drivers in the field here tonight as we get set to fire off for the first time. The music will fade and the engines will come to life, and away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here at Indy. Few drivers looking for some positions down on the bottom of the racetrack, down the backstretch for the first time, tucking back and wide out on that chain. Mobil 1 machine. 37 looking good here. We talked about it last week. We're going to talk about it earlier here tonight. Off in turn number 1, your poles are going to lead us back across the stripe. Cody Richardson. Koska and Heinzman right there still in tow. Dan Keane, single pole position. No real big movers yet. Dave Sanders up 4 positions. We go from no big movers to up 4 positions. Just like that, coming out of turn number 4, good rolling down the finish. And Sanders going to pick up 2 positions here on lap number 2. To fire his way down into turn number 3, looking for a spot. No, going to tuck back and roll. Sitting at 13th position. Things still hot and heated up at the front as your top 3 start to step away. At a 4th, back across the stripe, the yard of bricks. Going to see these drivers go by once again. Lap number 3 on the board will drop the time and screen. Over there to the left-hand side of your screen, let you find and follow along with your favorite. On either side of under 200 kicking off it. Drivers kicking up a little dust at the exit of turn number 1. Danielson losing a little bit of ground in the back in the 17th position. Still right where he qualified, so not really losing any track position, but seems to be losing a little bit of time here. Half a second up to gain 4th. He was now dropped to 16th. Delgado going to lose a position from 13th down to 14th. Tight little battle here. Let's go back to the 6th of Corey Sherman. Old Urian running behind him in that Urian Construction sponsor. Number 4, still a long night of racing action remains ahead of these drivers. And there is a lot, excuse us, there is a lot on the line. Coming into tonight's race, race number 9 in the regular season, the 10-week regular season. Five positions out of those 12. Moving on with a shot at the championship already locked in. Cody Richardson, Jerry Isaacs, Andrew Koska, Dave Sanders, Jared Camilli. All with previous race wins. They are all locked in to the championship run. Tight battles to see who's going to make it and who's going to be left on the outside. Looking in tonight's race, giant implications. Moving off into Texas. Next week, we're going to two-step our way into the championship as we head to Texas next week. Final week in the regular season. But first, we've got a long night of racing action here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Andrew Koska looking to make a move. He's going to go not quite get the position. Heinzman looked to grab it on the bottom. He's going to go to the high side as Koska and keep the position for the moment. But how about Dan Keane reeling these guys in? Your top 3 stepped away for a moment. Keane able to reel them in. That's also going to bring that 37 up along as well. So 3-car battle at the front turns into a 4, possibly 5. We're going to jump back a little deeper in the field. 4-5-car battle going on just inside of your top 10. There you can see that Blackstone grill. 08. Looking to the high side. Gary Bowman sitting in the 9th position. Isaac's going to drop to the bottom. A good look as the doors open. Sanders going to peek his way to the bottom of the racetrack and look to take the position as well. And that's a beautiful, I know it's early here tonight, still a lot of grip on these tires, but that's a beautiful example of picking your passes and in choosing the momentum at the right time. Was able to easily make that pass on the 08 of Bowman, who falls back now to 11th, losing 2 positions right there in turn number 4. But Sanders saw the door open, quickly jumped behind that 51 of Isaacs, followed through, and here he goes, looking for a possible another 2, 3 positions in the next 3 to 4 laps. And how about Grooves? Oakley sponsored Toyota, man. That thing looking good out there. I really like the way that's looking, that black with that neon green. Almost a match there to the man behind him, Corey Sherman's paint. A little slightly different. 3 wide for a moment. They're going to sort things out. Go 2 wide back into turn number 2. Jerry Isaacs going to pick up the position with Sanders falling through. That's going to move Sherman now outside of your top 10. Or actually, he's going to fight back. He's going to look for the position now to the inside of Sanders, stuck to the high side. Things starting to calm down at the front, but it's business in the back. 30 Alt Construction machine of Jared Camilli. He's had a little bit of a rough go as of late. Camilli with just 4 top 10s through 8 races. Struggling a little bit for those podium positions. Only 1 race win to fall back on. The All Construction Camaro almost into the outside wall goes Delgado. Oh boy. Whew. Christian Delgado about 8th the wall in that tracker. Sponsored 13 machine. We're going to jump around the track just a little bit as things continue to unfold here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Back to the battles just inside of your top 10. Dave Sanders, biggest mover of the night, up 7 positions from where he qualified, looking for more already. 51 of Jerry Isaacs right here, looking to run down 7th place, run to Michael Grum. Chris Lentz a little bit off pace, about a half a second off of the pace by your race leader, back running that 18th position. Lentz looking to just have a solid night, finish every lap, as it's been a little bit of a struggle as of late for Lentz as well, sitting back in that 16th position. He does have an outside opportunity to get himself into that championship hunt, that championship chase. 28 points between drivers. The inside, drivers looking out. Gap slowly beginning to develop in the field. Cody Richardson, he is gone for the moment. Let's go check in on the race leader. There you can see that 64 Cameron well and away and out front. 15 car length advantage, 1 second as he makes his way through turn number 4. He'll lead us back across the yard of bricks, and lap number 12 will go on the board. Tight battle still remaining between Koska and Heinzman. Heinzman able to make a move and grab that second spot away. Let's go back to this battle right here. What do you say we jump on board? Let's go on board till we got that camera shot. There it is. Your Toyota Care onboard camera here tonight with last week's race winner, Andrew Koska. Koska with a great season so far. 6 out of 8 races behind us. He's been in the top 10, 5 top 5s, 2 wins on the season. So Koska securely looking at those championship races coming up in the next few short weeks. Going to finish things off next week at Texas, as we've already said, open up the month of May. On the West Coast, we're going to have the California Dreamin' run at Auto Club, kicking off your championship chase here on Cyber Thunder's Pro Cup Series. Koska struggling a little bit of grip as we ride with him. Let's jump back outside of the car and back around the track. Let's find some more of those battles. Sanders, Isaacs, Sherman, Bowman, Camilli, all right here, all lined up with each other. 13 of Christian Delgado trying to hang on to the tail end of this little pack here. Sanders sitting just under 10 seconds out of the race lead, just over 8 seconds, we should say, a little more accurate description of the deficit. I'm starting to look at drivers possibly saving fuel. Right, a very long race here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're not quite sure, but we're thinking lap 25 to lap 30 are when these drivers are going to have to head down pit road. So that's going to give us at least at least that 2 pit stop strategy. So do you short pit at the front end? Do you make the long run? You can split this thing up. 30 lap, run a 20 at the end. And maybe it's the crew chief in me that always goes back. It always begins to think and to look at strategy right from the drop of the green flag, because every drop of fuel matters. Just interesting to wonder to know whether anybody in this field is actually saving fuel at this point, or if they're all just worried about those consistent speeds, those consistent lap times, and just logging some laps, just getting a good majority of tonight's race behind them. Tight little battle just outside of your top 5. Let's go back here once again. Jurgen in that. Number 92 Machine, the 99 of Grubb, right behind him, the Oakley sponsored number 99, looking for some positions up 2 spots already here tonight. Looking to get his Camry up there with his other fellow Toyota drivers, showing the way 1, 2, 3 on the track. Richardson, Heinzman, Koska. Out front, showing the way, Dan Keene, Ken Lung, holding on to the tail end of the lead pack. Gonna jump back to the 3-4 car battle that continues to rage on here. Sanders, Isaacs, Sherman, and Bowman. all nose to tail. Delgado losing a little bit of ground here. The OH struggling to keep the tail end of the 6 of Sherman. But as things start to stretch themselves out, this is when drivers really got to start thinking about those strategies, really got to start thinking about the tire wear and the tire usage. 6 sets of tires. 6 sets. These guys got more than enough good years to do what needs to be done. Putting them to the test once again. Here comes that 6 to the inside. He'll take the position away from the 51 of Isaacs, the 08. Now to the inside. Bowman looking to take a position back from Sanders. Things starting to heat up and develop at the front of the field. Cody Richardson has been reeled in by Cody Heinsman, who stepped away and left Andrew Koska all alone to play by himself back in, I believe that's going to be turn number 3. Yes, it is turn number 3 now out of turn. No, that's going to be turn number 2. Out of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. The NOS Energy drink, number 28 of Heinsman, still looking for that race win. Will he get it tonight? We have to wait to find out. We're about a quarter of the way through tonight's race. Quick-paced action, and there it is. Feeling the pit road. Oh, boy. Getting it slowed down, getting it woed up. And what a big difference, 180 plus, 150, 60 miles an hour coming out of the corner and dropping all the way down to 60 mile an hour pit road speed. You gotta be on it. You gotta be ready for it. You have to be committed. That's the one thing as well. You gotta be committed to that pit road entry. If you want to be fast, if you want to try to make up time during the pit cycle, you have got to be committed to that commitment cone. That's why they call it the commitment cone. Koska gonna stay out and lead a lap. He's gonna stay out on the racetrack and eventually lead a second lap here tonight. New race leader at the front of this field for the first time. Andrew Koska gonna make the long run as Jurgen Grube, Sanders and Donahue head to pit road. Nathan Dufton and Judd Danielson gonna follow suit. 6 drivers on the pit lane this time. That's gonna leave us with 9 left to make a pit stop here tonight. And again, I'm liking the strategy here, right? I think you got to stretch this thing out. You come to pit road around lap number 25. You're going to have to pit again at lap number 50, which leaves you in the 30-lap run. You've got to try to extend this a little bit. I realize you're going to give up some time, right? You are going to be slower on the racetrack than the guys with the fresh tires. We're going to take a look at that timing and scoring here in just a moment. As you see a handful of drivers making their way off of pit road. A long way to rejoin the track all the way back on the backstretch. Drivers are going to have to make their way around on the apron through turns 1 and 2. Very tricky, very tough to get done at a high rate of speed. Koska, Keen, Logan Howell, your top 3. With that 37 Mobile 1 Champagne machine all over the tail end of the GoPro 85 of Keen. I don't know. I'm thinking you're going to have to stretch this. Maybe lap 27 would be a good number. There it is, to pit road once again. Koska going to head to pit road. And that's going to hand the race lead over to this man right here. First time tonight, as Dan Keene will cross the line. New race leader here in Indy. Let's take a look at those lap times. What do you say, race fan? Race leader Dan Keene with a 53:10 last time by. Heinzman and Richardson pit road back on lap number 20. Just 4 laps ago, they were the first drivers to pit road. They're going to run a 52:27 and a 52 flat last time around, so just about a second faster that last time around. Just about a second faster a lap. How long can Keene sustain losing that amount of time? Well, if he can make it up by having one less pit stop. I mean, think of it this way, race fans. The pit road delta, 47 to 48 and a half seconds. You can give up 30 seconds in a run or in the course of 2 runs and still make the math work. So the big question and the big potential here is for these drivers out front that haven't yet to hit pit road. From first all the way back through ninth, yet to make their first round of green flag pit stops here tonight at the Brickyard Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're watching the Cyber 200. Richardson and Koska going at it now for positions. Let's go back here and take a look at this battle unfold on the racetrack. The number 28 sitting in that 10th position. Richardson back in 11th. Koska giving up a little bit of ground, about 4 seconds behind after staying out 2 extra laps. So there it is. 4 seconds for 2 laps. How much time is Keene really giving up at this point at the front of this field? Two drivers to pit road. Jerry Isaacs and Gary Bowman going to stay out. Christian Delgado in the 13 machine. He's going to stay out on the racetrack as well. Become our final 3 drivers to hit pit road. King Glow, Sherman, and Camilli to pit lane this time around as your first round of green flag pit stops comes to a close. Speaking of coming to a close, coming to the end of the regular season, we've got tonight and next week's action down at Texas Motor Speedway to finish the regular season off and get these drivers ready to run after a championship trophy. We've seen some great racing action so far this season. I would expect to see it continue on as we are well underway here tonight. Final 3 drivers to pit lane this time around. Isaacs will lead Bowman and Delgado down pit road. And caution! Oh my goodness, caution on the speedway. Corey Sherman with some problems. Sherman with problems right as the pit cycle was finishing. Let's go back and let's check the replay. Let's see what happened. There you can see Jared Camilli down on the bottom and the 6. Looking like he wanted to go road course racing here out of the pits. Somebody get that man a this way sign. Do not enter. No, I'm just kidding. Just trying to poke a little fun. Crazy little caution, but a caution nonetheless. That's going to slow the field back behind the pace car. Once again, let's go live out front. And surprisingly, because of how big this racetrack truly is, no drivers caught a lap down. Everybody gonna restart tonight's race on the same lap. And there it is, drivers ducking to pit road. I would expect to see those drivers head to pit lane and get some tires, but we've got some guys willing to risk it for the biscuit and stay out here tonight. Jerry Isaacs, Gary Bowman, Ken Lung, all to pit road just about 2 to 3 laps ago, so makes sense for these drivers to stay out. As Isaac's going to reclaim the race lead, we're going to take this opportunity to take a quick commercial break, pay a few sponsor bills. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back with all your green flag action right here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're watching the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And as promised, right back trackside here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Pace truck lights are out, field double file, halfway down the backstretch, ready to re-rack them and restack them. At the front of this field, Jerry Isaacs will bring us to the green flag. Bowman just to his outside. Long and Delgado back in row number 2 for the restart. Keenan Richardson, 5th and 6th. Koskin and Jurgen back in row 4. Sanders and Groom will round out your top 10. As we get set to let them loose once again, we await the mash on the loud pedal. These engines will go full song once again. There goes the pace truck into the Geico restart zone. And away we go. Green flag flies once again here from Indy. As Isaac steps away, it's a little bit of a hornet's nest behind him. Richardson, Delgado going at it side by side. We've got 3 wide. Out of turn number 2, they're going to sort it out, go back 2 wide. Now looking to the inside once again. Here comes that Oakley-sponsored machine looking for more. 99 forcing the issue and taking the spot. But that's what it's about. That's what these restarts are about, race fans. You gotta go get it while the getting is good. You gotta be on it, and you gotta try to take advantage of the closest of your fellow competitors. Long now looking for a position, looking for a second. To the high side, will grab it and keep the 64 Richardson behind him. Bowman gonna slide from second on the restart, now back to 4th, struggling a little bit with grip out of turn 2. You see a little bit of slide. And how about the strategy by Isaacs? I'm not sure that's going to work. You can see Isaacs kind of snaking by himself to the bottom. Oh, big hit. Big hit and trouble in the back. Big hit, trouble in the back. Chris Let's going for a slide. Nathan Dumpton involved in this one. Mike Donahue with the 70 involved in this one. Caution number 2 quickly. After the restart, the Mobile 1 Toyota Camry. Little bit of contact. Little bit of trouble. No significant damage for either driver involved. Let's go back, take a look at the replay real quick, a little bit before that, gentlemen, and let's get it to you. And there it is. There's the contact out of the corner. Driver's trying to avoid a little issue in front contact as they come together out of the corner, and around they both go. Caution number 2 will fly here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And Isaacs was doing something interesting there. We mentioned him heading to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to break the draft of the 2 cars behind him. But with 2 cars nose to tail, I don't know that breaking the draft is the best option, right? Sure, if you stay in line with them, you're giving them the advantage of the draft to suck back up to your tail end and be right there and attempt to pass for position. But you also have the opportunity to keep at least one of the 2 behind you. You don't time the move right, you don't time being in front of them correctly, and you're going to have big problems. No real big issues here tonight from the Brickyard in the Cyber 200. 2 fairly innocent cautions all tonight bring us back to a crawl back behind the pace truck once again. Just around the corner of the halfway point. While you're here, while you're at it, if you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Be sure to drop them that thumbs up before you head out tonight. If you're just joining us, 30 laps of green flag action before we have seen 2 quick cautions here tonight with the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series, the Cyber 200, right here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy all the action, not just here tonight. It's not all about Indy in the Brickyard. It's about racing action week in, week out, each and every Thursday night on your home for eSpeed, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So while you're here, while you're at it, be sure before you go, show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. Handful of drivers heading down pit road, topping off with fuel, keeping the fresh good years underneath them. There ain't no other feeling like 4 freshies. Got you feeling like Superman out there, and they never can find no kryptonite. The problem with that feeling is it goes away unpredictably. Is that a word, unpredictably? Sorry, we apologize. Sometimes we get the crew around us to, find some things out for us while we keep our focus maintained on the racing action here on track. But nonetheless, man, halfway point, handful of drivers on the outside looking in. Dumpton, Gainforth, Danielson, Letts. Gainforth and Letts sitting 13th and 14th here tonight. Danielson, a little bit of a rough go to 29. all the way back in the 17th position. Nathan Dumpton, the 47 machine. He's going to line up for the restart back in the 11th position. So all of these guys looking for some more. We'll see if they can get it this time around. That's our good buddy Jack Oswald heads down pit lane in the pace truck. The boss man at the flag stand will bring us back to the green flag. Once again, here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, good run, top 2, 3, 4, all heading across the stripe, double file here through turn number 1. Grabbing the position is Richardson. Long gonna struggle on the high side, give up third now. Inside lane, tucked into line. Long may drop like a rock. Whoa, big movement there. Whoo, whoo, whoo. My God. Oh my God. Costco right across the nose of that 37, man. If there was a paper width between them, I'd be surprised. Field all lumped up once again after the restart. There you can see once again Isaac's trying to utilize that snake mentality. It looks like he's got most of the field following suit. Single file racing for the majority of the field. Mike Donahue's going to head down pit road this time around. The number 70 going to head to pit lane. Oh, big trouble there for Sanders into the outside wall. Sanders going to pancake the right side of the car off of the wall. No safer barrier out there either after that late exit. And Isaac's way up the racetrack. Isaac's way up the racetrack. That's going to allow Richardson and Koska both to make a pass. Or was that a methodical lane change? Teammates may be working together at the front here. These guys, they ain't working together for nothing. Teammate or not, they're going after positions. Here you can see down on the bottom of the racetrack that number 28 Nos Energy. Tony Camry of Cody Huntsman looking to get back to the front. He was one of your fastest drivers prior to the 2 quick cautions. A little bit behind the 8 ball right now. Sitting in that 9th position. We'll see if he can't make some headway as we continue to watch the battles unfold. Field going to work their way through 4. Across the stripe this time. We'll drop the timing score back to the left-hand side of your screen. In news and big trouble for that number 70 machine after the contact and the spin. Hearing transmission troubles. And interesting enough to have transmission troubles in these newer generation machines. The sequential gearing kind of lends its hand to preventing that a little bit more than the older days of the drivetrain and transmissions here in NASCAR, but something just going awry there. Tough break, tough night here tonight for Mike Donahue. Early exit, he'll finish back in the 18th position. Meanwhile, hot and heavy action at the front of the field. What do you say we go here? Jerry Isaacs under fire. 51 looking to keep that final spot on the podium, but Long has got something to say about it. So as we reach the halfway point this time by, let's go ahead and give you a little mid-race report here. Driver rundown here tonight. 18 drivers to the starting grid in the Cyber 200. We have still got 17 on the raceway with 17 still remaining on the lead lap. Just one early exit here tonight. Mike Donahue, unfortunately, down and out of tonight's race. So that's going to be your quick. That's going to be your easy mid-race report and driver rundown. Now time for your highlights and spotlights. Front of this field showing the way in that top spot. We've become accustomed to seeing him out here. Cody Richardson looking for a 4th win on the season. Talk about the king of consistency. 7 out of 8 weeks he has been in the top 10. 7 out of 8 weeks he has been in the top 5. He has walked away with 3 race wins. The man is dominant. If you want to look for the front, just find that 64, and you're not going to be too far off from there. Cody Richardson going to lead us back across the stripe with lap number 42 going on the board. Teammate right behind him. We've come accustomed to talking to Andrew quite often here as well, the Ontario, Canada native, showing he knows how to get the job done across the border down here and show the Americans how to get it done. No, I'm not trying to start a war. Just saying. Just saying. Week in, week out, Koska's been one of those drivers as well. 5 top 5s, 6 top 10s, 2 race wins. A model of consistency again here. With that Mad Sim, Mad Spartan racing team, those guys absolutely lights out. That's going to move us to yet another Mad Sim driver. Jerry Isaacs. Not too far from home. The Missouri native looking to get it done here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Will he be able to reel in the rest of the field? We'll find out. In about another, what's that going to be? Another 37 laps. 4th place belongs to the newcomer. Only 3 weeks removed from his debut night. Will Ken Lung be able to punch his ticket to his first podium finish here tonight at the Brickyard? We're going to maintain and watch. Of course we're going to, but Christian Delgado going to finish out the driver highlights in the spotlights. You can check him out right there on Twitch TV. There's the handle, Christian Boss 13. Check him out, give him a little bit of love and support over there on Twitch. The Kansas native looking to have a good go about things here tonight. Delgado turning in early. A lackluster evening into a great points night. Biggest mover of the race, up 8 positions from where he qualified. Delgado looking good through the mid portion of tonight's race. We're going to take a look back now off of that 13 machine. You see some very hungry drivers lined up in the background. Just waiting for somebody to make a mistake down to the bottom. There goes the 28. He's going to stick the nose to the inside of Dan King. Take the position away smartly. Chopping off the run there. Was Delgado going to force Heinzman to rethink the move? Going to force Heinzman to rethink the move here as we go on board now. Let's go on board here with our Chevy Grill Cam. Looking forward from the 85 GoPro machine of Dan Keene sitting in that 7th position. Hot and heavy battle in front of him. Delgado and Heinzman continue to go at it. Not allowing Malone to get away or Isaac, so we've got a lot going on here at the front of this field. A lot going on in the back. Dufton, Grumb, and Lentz going at it for positions 13th, 14th, 15th on the raceway. I tell you what, race fans, let's go back there. Let's go back to this battle, this 4-car battle. Just because it's in the back doesn't mean it ain't where the action's at. We've seen that 99 up at the front. Dave Sanders to pit road. Sanders to pit road. Interesting moments here. Interesting developments here in the Cyber 200. We still have well over a tank of fuel to get to the end of tonight's race. Is this that short pit cycle that we said we were gonna see. We said that these drivers were gonna have to make at least 2, maybe a third stop to get to the end. And judging off of those times, judging off of the lap time in our initial green flag run, we were at about lap number 22, lap 23. When we seen our final drivers make that pit stop, we've had some quick cautions, so that's going to extend the run, but we're looking at these drivers heading to pit road here in the next, I would say, 3 to 5 laps is when we should see the majority of this field back down pit road. We do have a handful of guys that came down and topped off back on lap number 33. They're still going to have another 6 to 8 laps before they have to head down pit road, but it's not going to be enough. Even 20 laps from here, that is only lap 68, lap 69 at best. You're still going to be 10, 11 laps short. So have we seen a switch in the strategy? Dave Sanders has come to pit road, but he has lost a lap in doing so. Typically, we do not see drivers lose a lap during a green flag pit cycle. We're going to have to see how this thing rattles and rolls itself out as we head back to the battle around that 5th position. Cody Heinzman, Christian Delgado going at it. Gary Bowman right there. Dan Keene, Ed Jurgen, Jarek Milley as well. Corey Sherman, tight little battle between all of these drivers. Big implications. We've talked about it pretty much all night long. We've said it, we've mentioned it, that overall points battle. We're taking 12 drivers into the championship. We've got 5 positions already accounted for. 5 drivers already locked in. Already secured with their position and shot at a championship. Very close battles to make it into that top 12. We've got a handful of drivers knotted up. Gainforth and Danielson both tied coming into tonight's race. So a lot on the line with 30 laps to go. Here on the Cyber 200. Taking a look at the action with Jerry Isaacs, Ken Long, Cody Heinzman, Christian Delgado right here as well as Gary Bowman. Dan Keene able to keep these drivers in his sights. And I mean, that's going to be from 3rd all the way back to the 8th, 9th position here. So with the lap count waning, drivers wanting more, will we see a little more aggression in making some of these late race passes? You see that 28 really trying to keep it at the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to have to be smooth as chicken lips to make that pass happen. 37 to Long, keeping it wound up at the top of the racetrack. In trouble tonight for Danielson. He's going to head to pit road after contact with the outside wall, and Danielson gonna have to fix some of that sustained damage after that when he's gonna be on pit road for quite some time. Lose a handful of laps here tonight, so a tough break for Danielson. Top 2 out and away from this field. Tight little battle amongst themselves. Let's go to the race leaders, Andrew Koska and Cody Richardson. These two teammates have been at the front of this field for the majority of tonight's race. One-two in qualifying, 1-2 in race trim. It doesn't get much better than that if you're teammates, right? I mean, you guys have been pretty much the model of consistency. You can go ahead and count Jerry Isaacs and that 51 in this mix as well. Their fellow teammate running in that third position here. You can see Isaacs as he makes his way off of 2. 5 top 5, 7 top 10s for Isaacs. So this Matt Spartan, stable of drivers. Boy, they tough. They tough. You're gonna win a race, you're gonna have to go through them. I mean, week in, week out, we're not trying to butter any biscuits, anything like that, but week in, week out, the proof is in the pudding. It's in the numbers. Something I was taught a long time ago by one of my great math teachers that turned out to be just an amazing person that helped me along with a lot of different aspects. Said to me once that math is a beautiful, perfect science. Numbers never lie. You only lie to the calculations. And it took me a while to understand that the only way that math ever lies is if you do the math wrong. Math is a perfect science. 2 plus 2 is always 4. Period. If you follow where I'm going on that and you get the point, you understand. 7 out of 8 races a top 10. 5 out of 8 races top 5s. The proof's there in the numbers. The percentages do not lie. These three running 1, 2, 3 are the measuring stick this season. Oh, into the outside wall. Koska gonna need a little bit of a measuring stick. After that, let's see how far he bent in. Of the right side. And a turn number 2 right there. Dan Keene gonna make a pass on Gary Bowman. He's gonna pick up that position. Keene gonna move into the 5th spot. So as these two teammates continue to race it out, we're going to go back to a little bit more active battle. Let's go here to the 4-car train, making their way through turns number 4. The GoPro 85 of Dan Keene, leading Gary Bowman, Christian Delgado, and Jurgen. All in tow, here comes Koska to pit road. Koska on pit road, Sherman on pit road as well, so here it is. And will this be your final round of green flag pit stops? Koska coming to pit road with 25 laps to go. We haven't seen anybody make it that far on fuel. Matter of fact, we're going to drop that top 8 right there. There you can see the stints. And I'm going to be proven wrong. Jared Camilli out there now for 27 laps. Bowman, Delgado both out there 28 laps. But remember, there's been caution laps that are counted in. You're not using as much fuel. More drivers to pit road this time. Richardson going to give up the race lead to Jerry Isaacs as he comes to pit road. Heinzman, Jurgen, Camilli, Dufton, all to pit road. Now, I don't think they got enough from here. I think even Jerry Isaacs, Bowman, Delgado, I think they're going to have to stretch this. I think they're going to have to stretch it at least another 2 laps to give themselves a fighting chance, an opportunity to save the fuel needed to go the distance. And there it is. Isaac says, nah, he's coming to pit road. He's going to play it on the safe side. Man, what's that do for this 99? He's definitely going to stay out. He was one of the few drivers that topped off with fuel back on lap number 33. So he can go an extra lap or two right here, and that should get him into that fuel window. And things getting a little bit strategic here tonight from the Brickyard Group out front with Let's in tow. The 101 of Dave Gainforth, there you can see him just in the background listed. One lap down, first driver, one lap down, sitting in that lucky dog position. Should we see a late race caution or a late caution here on the pit cycle? It will benefit Gainforth the most. Man, I'm looking back at this timing and scoring right now. Koska and Richardson, both under 20 seconds. Heinzman under 30, as well as Keenan, Isaacs, Long, Bowman. These guys at the front of the field, they're going to give up a ton of spots here. They're going to give up 5-6 spots easily when they make their final stop. But a big key is they will not have to head back down pit road. They will not have to save fuel. That's going to be a big, major difference, in my opinion. We're going to see how it plays out. There it is. One of them going to head to pit road while Letts says, I'm going to go another lap. Chris Letts looking to ensure he has enough fuel to get to the end. 21 to go as we cross the stripe. New race leader once again here from the Brickyard. Chris Letts going to put his Chevy Camaro out front. Pit lane this time around. Let's get away the white flag and bring it to pit road for the final time here tonight. That's going to hand the race lead back over to Andrew Koska, tough teammate right behind him. Richardson looking to regain the race lead down the front stretch and across the line. 20 laps to go this time by. 20 laps right at 60 miles of racing action remain here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What a run, what a night here with the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series. If you're looking for a fantastic league, you're looking for a great group of drivers, they've got many different series racing all throughout the week. You can find your adrenaline fix right here with the Cyber Thunder Racing League. Look them up on iRacing.com. Just head over to the league directories. You can find them right over there. Look to see if you can't get rubbing elbows out there on the track with the big boys. The long night here tonight from Indy. We are 19 away from the checkered flag, and Richardson looking to reclaim the top spot, and going to do so out of turn number 1. Second round of green flag pit stops here tonight has separated the majority of this field. Cody Heinzman, man on a mission, man all alone. 5 seconds to Koska out front. Another 3 seconds back to Dan Keane and his GoPro 85. Keane stepping away from Isaacs, who now takes over 5th. Trouble for the 77, and Sanders is done. The steam boiling out from underneath the hood, and they're going to immediately push that 77 back behind pit wall. Early exit here tonight for Sanders, back in that 16th position. That's going to leave us with just 15 drivers on the track, with 15 drivers remaining on the lead lap. Chris Letts flirting dangerously, but falling off of the lead lap at the moment. See if he can keep it up there, and hopefully this pit cycle works out to his advantage. Meanwhile, the battle on the track, let's go here. Isaacs, Long, and Bowman. Hit 6th, 7th on the raceway. There you see Ed Jurgen in the background. Camellia good ways off of this 3-car battle. Camellia Delgado going at it, Martin 10. While the front of the field has stepped away, this is where the battle is. This is where the action is at. 5th, 6th, 7th on the raceway. 16 to go. Halfway down the backstretch. Isaacs leads Bowman in the long, now dropping back to that 7th position. All of these drivers were inside of the top 3. All of these drivers have led a lap here tonight. I think everybody inside of your top 7 has led a lap at some point in time in tonight's race. So again, just proof in the pudding that the cream rises to the top. The talent shows up when it's time to shine. And here it is tonight, shining like a bunch of diamonds. The Mad Sinbad Spartan stable of drivers, 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack. King back and forth with Isaacs sitting in 5th. $14 laps to go. Looking at the final time, the majority of this field was on to pit road, and we're looking at lap counts of lap 56, lap 57, lap 54. You do the math. 22 laps from there, and you're looking at, what is that, 76 to 79? I mean, it's going to be close for some of these drivers that made that stop, but I think a few of them may run out of fuel. Is the strategy at the front for Richardson and Koska to run it and then try to save the fuel, because they don't seem to be letting up one bit as things start to die down here in this 3-car battle. Isaac securely into that 5th position. And there it is, move to the inside. Bowman gonna look to take that 5th position away, and Isaac's going to have no choice but to let him have that inside lane entry into 3. The Blackstone 08 gonna move to 5th. Race leader still within about a half a second of each other. Andrew Koska doesn't seem to be too willing at the moment to attempt to make the pass on the position. And I mean, right now, who can blame him? Right now, if I'm the crew chief for that 64, what I want you to do right now is I want you to keep us within a half to 3/4 of a second gap. Keep us there in the draft. Let's let off of that throttle a little bit. Let's keep tabs with the race leader, but let's pad a little bit of fuel if we can. Let's save a little bit of tires. And if we can get this thing down to 3 to go, I want you to mash the gas, and I don't care if you bring just a steering wheel back. It's going to be time to go get it at that point in time. But right now, I need you to manage this race for me a little bit. I need you to maintain the gap, and I need you to give us that fighting opportunity and chance to make that move in those final 2 laps and keep yourself out front for a minimal amount of time to kind of discourage the rerun. Right? We've seen it happen here tonight. We've seen it happen multiple times throughout this season. You make that move, and by the time you get back to the stripe, the original race leader is back to the race lead once again. So picking the timing is going to be key, and picking the time is going to be even more important. We'll cross the stripe, lap number 71, gonna go on the board, 10 to go here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. No signs of slowing down at the front of this field. Richardson still leading Koska by 0.6 of a second. Heinzman in no man's land, running in 3rd. Keene doing the same in 4th. Bowman and Isaacs throwing haymakers at each other. 5th and 6th on the racetrack. 37 of Longing losing a little bit of ground here. Looking like he may be settling into a 7th place finish here tonight. In a solid night anyway, right? 200 miles of racing here at the Brickyard. Keeping the car clean. Keeping it inside of the top 10. Running in the podium positions and inside the top 5 for the majority of the night. It looks like the late race pace has just gone away from that fast Ford Mustang. And how about representing those blue ovals, right? Fastest Mustang out there on the track. You can't ask for much more than that. Just an amazing job here tonight for that 37. As we're going to get a little closer to the track as the action unfolds. Here are the last remaining 8 laps from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're watching the Cyber Thunder Pro Hub Series. Tell me that isn't intimidating. An amazing skeleton, ride or die. Fire suit and helmet. Looking at them putting in work. Inside the office, the 08 of Gary Bowman sitting in that 5th position. Great onboard camera shot. Want to give a big shout out to all the teams and drivers that allowed us to work with the cars. In order to bring some amazing camera shots live here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway right to your TV. Thanks for joining us, everybody out there in TV land. Glad you could be here tonight. Once again, just an amazing night of racing action here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Just a handful of cautions right around that lap 30 mark here tonight. Keeping green flag racing for upwards of 35 laps once again, and it looks like we're going to finish this thing on off under green flag conditions. Gaps beginning to solidify themselves. Only one battle remains. On the racetrack, we're watching it unfold right before our eyes across the line. 6 laps now remain with Richardson out to a 1.2 second lead over teammate Koska. Cody Heinzman still sitting in 3rd. 4th place tonight to Dan Keene, Bowman, and Isaacs going at it. 4th and 5th. Or 5th and 6th, I apologize. 5th and 6th on the racetrack. Tight battle as the field receives the high five this time around by the boss man at the flag stand. We'll have 5 laps remaining here in the Cyber 200. Tonight from the Brickyard, you're watching the Cyber Thunder Pro Club Series, race number 9. Out of the 10-week regular season championship right around the corner, drivers gearing up for that championship run. Glad you could join us here tonight. Track temperature over 100 degrees, slipping and sliding throughout tonight's race. You've seen a handful of drivers struggle with the rear grip. A little bit of a slide right there for that 51. Funny how we mentioned struggling with rear grip, and the 51 gonna give us a little bit of a slide through 3. I think it's too late at this point. If you're one of these drivers out front, I think it's over. I think it's too late. I don't think you can come to pit road now. I think you've made your bed. I think it's time you lay in it. They're going to finish this thing out. Coming to pit road at this point in time, you're definitely falling out of the top 10. I don't see how you don't. Will they have enough fuel to get around, though, on that final lap and a half? It's going to get really close on the fuel mileage. Wondering if they're going to have anything for a cool-down lap or a post-race celebration, or if they're going to have to get a helping hand to get back to the start-finish line. We've seen it happen. Don't act like it doesn't. Drivers so close on making it on fuel that they run out just across the line. And the car runs out of steam at about turn 3. They need a little helping hand to get back into victory lane. We'll see if that's the case here tonight. For the moment, Richardson shows no sign of slowing up with popsicle sticks on display. We'll have 2 to go from the Brickyard. We're trying to listen in. We're trying to see if we hear a different sound in the engine. And I'm not hearing anything different. Speed charts definitely not showing any signs of slowing. Over 190 miles an hour down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Richardson has got one thing in mind, and that is a 4th race win. Looks like Andrew Koska may not feel as confident. White flag will fly. Final lap this time around. Just 4 corners to go. 2.5 miles of racing action remain. here tonight in front of your race leader for the Cyber 200 checkered flag. And it looks like Koska is saving a little bit of fuel, whereas Richardson, he's setting sail now. Is it enough? Is it enough? And I think he's going to do it. He's going to come through 3 with no problem, through 4 for the final time here tonight. And he may creep or crawl across the start-finish line, but he will walk away with the race win, checkered flag in hand. Cody Richardson gonna stack his 4th win of the year up here tonight in the Cyber 200 from the Brickyard. What an amazing night of racing. Some great action all night long. We're gonna finish it off with the battle. It looks like they have finished it already. We didn't get a chance to show you that with Bowman and Isaacs to the very bitter end going at it for 5th and 6th. That Bowman will get the nod. An amazing job, an amazing race. How about the job by these teammates out front? 1-2 in qualifying, 1-2 in the race. Heidsman and Keene finishing right where they qualified as well. So your top 4 stay in place for tonight's unofficial race results. And as the celebration gets ready to begin, we're going to get set to take a brief commercial break, get things ready and set for your post-race interviews. Walking away with the win with enough for a post-race celebration. He's going to burn it down. Cody Richardson with win number 4. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. back trackside here on the front stretch as your podium drivers all hanging out here at the Yard of Bricks. An amazing night of racing action here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's dive right into things, though. Let's see if we can have a few words with the man that walked away with that final podium position. Big runs through the field here tonight. Let's dial up that NOS Energy drink number 28 machine. Cody, it's Dave. You got us?
I gotcha.
Man, first and foremost, a great qualifying effort. You started from that third position, had a little bit of a rough go there for a moment, but was able to turn things around here tonight. How could you feel it about the showing, and how you feeling about that championship season being right around the corner?
Well, for one, with the championship season, I didn't join up until Atlanta, so I'm not going to meet the eligibility for the playoffs, unfortunately, in this series. But I tell you what, I got 2 titles I'm looking for in the lower 2 series, and that hunt's going pretty good. But in terms of the race today, the qualifying was all right. I don't usually qualify very good here. I'm definitely better in the race trim. And it looked like it was going to be a 3 or 4 car show all race with all of us nose to tail, and it was getting real interesting. But coming off of that first green flag pit stop, the cold tires were way more than I expected. So I sent it through 3 on my outlap, and I killed the wall. That gave me about a minute and a half of damage. So I got the caution, and I needed that. If it would have gone green, it would have been a much different result. But that caution allowed me to fix everything, get back in the hunt, and do my best to pass everyone up to third, and they definitely made it difficult. These guys can run everyone through the field and make it real hard on you, but really happy with the recovery. It felt like a roller coaster of a race.
Well, Cody, it's a shame to hear that you're not going to have that opportunity to run for the championship. You're one of the fast drivers week in and week out. I mean, since we've seen you here, this is going to be your second top 5. You're going to have your 5th top 10 of the season. So I don't know, I might be protesting. You get a win next week at Texas, I don't know, I might be like, hey guys, I mean, what more you want the guy to do? He's only been here for 6 weeks. I mean, what more you ask? You know, but we'll see how the politicking goes if that all takes place. But nonetheless, an amazing ride so far here this season. Looking forward to next season. I know it's a big leap, though. Does any of your accomplishments this season give you any type of motivation for maybe a full season next year?
Oh, absolutely. I'm very much looking forward to whatever we've got going on in the league next year to make a full push throughout the season. I've been able to in both of the lower series so far, and running a full season with everyone's been a lot of fun there, and I'm sure it's just as much fun, if not more so, up here with you calling the races and whatnot. So definitely looking forward to a full season, and hey, through the rest of the season, just because the playoffs are starting and they're running for a championship doesn't mean I'm not going to try to steal 1 or 2.
Heck yeah, go out there and play spoiler week in, week out. We'd love to see that happen. Great job once again here tonight from the Brickyard. Before we let you go, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Absolutely. Shout out to my wife who's always watching, and shout out to my teammates, one of which couldn't be here today, Daryl Richards, and the other one who had an equally eventful race, and Michael Gruby. So shout out to them, and looking forward to Texas.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium here tonight. And until we meet again, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thanks.
All right, there you go. Pretty eventful night for the man behind that NOS Energy number 28 machine. Heinzman will finish tonight in third. That's going to move us right along to the man sitting just in front of him behind the wheel of that Mad Spartan 86 machine. Let's see if we can dial up and have a few words with Koska himself. Andrew, how you feeling, bud?
Doing pretty good. It was a fun race out there tonight.
Yeah, really good fun race, and you two teammates really put on quite a show battling amongst yourselves. How were you guys able to really separate yourself and gain that advantage over the rest of the field?
I think it was just the pit stops tonight, Dave. I think getting on those green flag pit stops, just get a nice clean entry and exit, because that pit road exit here, it is so sketchy. It's so easy to lose control, and just trying to get the most speed out of there is probably what helped both of us get up to the front here tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the most tricky. I'm gonna call it a. I don't even. Do you call it a merging lane? I mean, I'm not even sure what you call that, but all the way through 1 and 2, very tricky to keep speed and comfortability, maybe stability through those corners down there on the flat apron. So definitely a difficult task to get green flag pit stops completed without any problems. You and your teammate were able to do so here tonight. You're going to pad the stats once again with yet another top 10 and another top 5. Looking pretty heading into the championship season, just 2 weeks away. How you feeling at your run for the big trophy?
Feeling all right. I know I still have to go up against both of the Codys here who finished on the podium here tonight, so it's definitely going to be a tough task to get through the playoffs against both of them, but I think we got a good shot here this year to at least get to the Final Four and hopefully battle for that championship in the final race.
Well, we're going to be here watching it all unfold. We hope you accomplish that. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you at the end of these things. Yet another podium finish for you, as we've already said. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to you, Dave, and doing the broadcast here every Thursday night. It's a great broadcast, and shout out to the admin team here at Cyber Thunder for putting on this amazing league here on Thursday nights for us. Shout out to my girlfriend cheering me on over on the other side of the room, and shout out to the entire MSSR team here. Great finishes again by the whole team.
All right, my man. Well, again, always a pleasure and always good to catch up with you at the end of these things. Yet another podium finish, walking away second at the Brickyard is nothing to hang your hat about. So we'll look forward to catching up with you in Texas, and we'll see if we can't line dance our way into victory lane. But until then, stay safe, and as always, keep it fast.
Have a great night, Dave.
All right, there you go from my brother above the border. Ontario, Canada's very own Andrew Koska gonna pad the stats a little bit more, and he's gonna do so. I don't want to necessarily say with help from his teammate, but Cody Richardson, right there in tow, adding to his stats this season in victory lane for the 4th time now. Cody, man, does it ever get old?
It never gets old. I'm telling you, man.
Well, I get old, so I mean, how is that fair? How is that fair? I'm
Well, I
winning
mean-
I'm winning in life, so how am I? Never mind. We're not going to go there. We're not going
Well,
to.
hey, at least you're winning in something, okay?
Right. Even if it's winning last place. Anyways, now, heck of a run for you here tonight. Started out front, finished out front. Gave up the lead a little bit there. You had a great battle with your teammate. Great strategy worked you guys out to a good advantage. Something we were eyeballing, though, here from the booth is how close were you on fuel at the end? It looked like you may be right on that borderline of really stretching whether or not you could make it on that last run.
Oh, no, I still got like 1.2 gallons left. I got enough for it says like 1.9 laps left, and that was after a cool down lap and everything else. I think we were good. That last run, though, once I was able to get around Andrew, it was just maintaining the gap. I wasn't shifting like we were earlier in the run, so that probably helped me save a little bit of fuel. I don't know. I would like to see it go green. I think Jerry and Dan and a couple others were on a 2-stop strategy where we had 3-stopped it from the very beginning. I think that would have been interesting to see how that plays out. There's a long pit road here, and it's hard to get on and off of it. I think Jerry might have pulled another fast one on us like he did at Dover with a better strategy call, but I couldn't get 27 laps out of a tank of gas. He was maintaining some pretty good pace and able to get a lot better fuel economy out of there. So would have been interesting to see. First stop, I come in front of Cody Heinzman there, and I just blew my box and then spun the tires trying to get out of the box, and he got me there. Had just made that pass when the caution came out, and never looked back from there, I don't think. Andrew got me with a 1 lap earlier pit stop, but just tried to track him down, and once I got position, I don't think he fought me too hard for it and just kind of stayed in line behind me there.
Yeah, it was a short-lived battle between you two teammates, but he did stay right there in your tire tracks, maintaining the pace with you the rest of the way to the end. Myself, I would have to agree with you. I think the green, I think that first caution flag coming right at the end of the green flag pit stops really kind of played with people's strategy and how the rest of the race ran for them. I think it would have been a very interesting outcome with the two very differing strategies, but That's no longer a thing, no longer a worry or a concern. It's all been etched in stone. Yet another race win for you, man. So you're gonna head into the championship in about 2 weeks. The championship chase in 2 weeks. With a ton of consistency, a ton of momentum on your side. How could you feeling that you're number one? You're gonna bring that championship home with you, but it's gonna come home back to the team as well.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can three-peat this. Last 2 seasons have been mine. I'd like to be able to three-peat this, but Cody and Andrew and Jerry and all these other guys up here, Dan, all these guys are fast. And I mean, this first round is some of my weaknesses here. Kansas is not one of my good tracks. I'm okay at Gateway, but Jerry's always been faster than me there. Auto Club I'm good at, but Andrew's always been faster than me there. Cody's a wild card. I don't know how he runs at those tracks, but the speed he's shown everywhere else, it's going to be a difficult battle. I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite. All of us have been doing a pretty good job running that front here, and all it takes is one mistake, and you're out of that round. You know what I mean? So this is just hoping to maintain some momentum coming through. Texas, I like racing on iRacing. I don't like necessarily watching it on TV. Hopefully it'll be a good race for you up here in the booth, though, next week, and then on to the playoffs we go.
Absolutely. Well, we're playoff bound. Regular season going to wind down next week at Texas. We look forward to trying to catch up with you there. But before we let you celebrate the rest of the night away, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dave, for coming up here in Turn 3 Racing Network, doing this broadcast every Thursday night for us. Cyber Thunder Racing League for giving us a place to come and race every week. Really good time around in here. Of course, something to say hi to all the friends and family out there watching. Hi, Mom. I got to give a shout out to my teammates here, Andrew, Jerry, Dan, Ken, everybody else, Mad Sim Racing and Mad Spartan Sim Racing. You know who you are. Thank you all for coming out there and joining us and everything. All the sponsors that are on our car and that you can see right there, and tell everybody to check out madsimracing.com and into the apex.com. Hey, we're going to be at the Indy 500 in like 6 weeks here. That'll be a good time. If you're out in the Indy area, give us a shout out.
Well, there's still time for me to book a plane ticket. You never know what might unfold. But again, Cody, congratulations on a great season so far. We hope the momentum continues and consistency stays key for you and your teammates. But until we meet again, my man, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. If you happen to make it out on Friday, I got an extra ticket for Carb Day. So if you make it to Indy on Friday, you have to get your own seat for the 500. But I can get you into the pit stop practice, Carb Day festivities, and I think it's a George Thorogood playing the concert. So good music, good time. It's
Look,
Indy Motor Speedway.
Look, if I make it to Indy, I can guarantee you I will find a ticket somehow. You can guarantee that. But again, got me sidetracked now. I'm like, can I make this happen? But
That's what I do best, Dave. I'll leave you with your thoughts for the rest of the night. Thank you very much.
All right, my man. Well, until next time, stay safe, keep it fast.
Same to you.
All right, there you go with the man tempting me to head to Indianapolis. Cody Richardson going to pick up win number 4 on the season. What a job here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What a run from the entire field. And as things slowly come to a close here in the regular season, we're going to close things out tonight as we get set for the trip down south where everything is bigger in Texas. We're going to go to the Texas No Limits race next week. Texas Motor Speedway on tap. Get ready for it. It's going to come quickly into the action. And quickly, producers hitting those buttons in the background. You know the sounds. You know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results in the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series Cyber 200 right here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, top of the charts in qualifying and walking away with the checkered flag. Cody Richardson will lead him to the end. Andrew Koska going to finish in second with Heinzman back in third. Dan Keene picking up fourth. Fifth place tonight belongs to the 08 Blackstone machine of Gary Bowman. Jerry Isaac's going to slide home in sixth with Ken Lung back in seventh. Eighth place from Indy tonight, the 92 of Ed Jurgen. Christian Delgado in ninth with Camille rounding out your top 10. Nathan Dupton back in 11th, 12th place to Corey Sherman. Michael Groomby in the 99 Oakley machine. Gonna finish in 13th. Dave Kane 4th. The 101 back in 14th, 15th place tonight belongs to Chris Letts. Dave Sanders back in 16th with Danielson and Donahue finishing out the 18 car field. And that's gonna do it for us here from the Brickyard with the Cyber Thunder Pro Cup Series. What a night of racing action. Long green flag runs to start. Long green flag runs to end. 2 quick cautions here tonight right around that mid portion. What a race. What a night. Telling you, it doesn't get much better than this. So thanks for joining us here tonight, everybody out there at TV Land. If you haven't already, be sure to join us in that continued push to 4,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you are one of our dedicated fans, friends, family, or one of our many different sponsors. We appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us, so salute to all the sponsors. We're going to wrap things up, cut off the lights, roll up the cords, and head down for Texas for some crazy southern heat next week. Mark it on your calendar. We'll see you there. Stay safe. Stay loved, my friends. And until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.